Well, hey out there, all you viewers to be named later. How we doing today? Ooh, early morning shoot, hardly any caffeine, and yeah. So let me adjust that for a moment. Today, as you know by that thumbnail and everything else you clicked on, we got kind of a special treat for you. So, Black Library Celebration. These guys have been out for a while. I think this was 2020. The Talons of the Emperor. What do you got? Valerian and Aleya. Yeah, Black Library Celebration 2020. Now, my understanding, and granted, remember, late coming back in, all that fun stuff, I am getting a small fledgling custodians force going. Space Wolves have always been my number one choice. They will always be my number one choice. I am a loyal son of Russ. But there's something about those gigantic mother from Terra clad in all that gold with, you know, oh my god, the Misericordias, the big old power axes, the big old whatever. You know what I mean. So, when you're looking through the codex and you see a character, you get a little interested. There's the back of the box for you guys who are kind of curious about that. These were main characters in a two-part book, Talons of the Emperor. Go figure, right? So I did a quick look through the Black Library, not available. Did a quick look on Amazon, and no offense, I am not paying $200 for one paperback book that was used. I understand free market economy, all that fun stuff. Get your money while you can, but this is just me. I am not doing it. Yeah, I'm the idiot who paid a whole bunch of money for us, so I can't use it in a lot of games and all that other stuff. But seeing how they're named characters, why not? Let's bring them to the channel. Now, we're going to get two parts of adulting out of the way real quick. We're going to pause real quick for a word from our unofficial sponsor. Hey, all you viewers to play later, how we doing today? I know, new month, we have a new unofficial sponsor of the channel. Copper Johns is joining the family for the month. I will be integrating this video in some upcoming ones. Guys, seriously, you've gone to cons, Adapticon just finished up. You know that maybe you want to have that slanishly fun, but man, you got Nurgle's rot. Dude, Copper John's got you hooked up. They got beard oil, they got beard butter, they've got beard wash, they've got, you know, bar soaps. They've got everything you need to take care of your body. They've got supplements and other great things. Look down below in the description box. You're going to see a link right to their, right to their web store. Check them out. Let them know I sent you. You will not be disappointed by anything you buy from them. Trust me, guys. Anything by that company is phenomenal. You're going to want to try them. Now, I went looking for these guys over on Amazon. Couldn't find them, seeing how they're 2020. On Games Workshop's web store, which I will leave a link to the cheapest spot that I can find them, as of Wednesday, April 26, 2023, the Talons of the Emperor are $60. I know, you're going, that's an awful lot for two characters, right? You know what, I agree. It really is, but they're special characters, they're all that fun stuff. I got a chance to grab them, why not? I mean, like, recently I got in Null Stormcaller and Arjak Rockfist. You're not going to believe what I got to say about those miniatures when I got them, but that's a video for a later point. Now, like is very, very customary with Games Workshop, everything comes on a sprue. Look, if you get a model car, get a model ship, get a model train, get a model tank, everything comes on a sprue. You're used to these things, you're pretty sure how to clip them out, all that fun stuff. Now, with the good stuff, I'm really not too sure if you can see that in there. They're going to have numbers next to the corresponding spot. That way you're not flipping around like a monkey on acid trying to figure out what's going on. Like a whole bunch of other stuff, you get an assembly guide. What I like is on the back, they go into a little bit more on painting, which I will be saving for some future products with my sister's projects, not products. With my Sisters of Silence that I'm collecting and some other custodians that I'm putting together. I like the fact they came on scenic bases, considering the vast majority of their career, from what I can understand, was spent on Terra, combating the forces of chaos there. As a matter of fact, from what I understand, Valerian impressed Robuto Guilliman so much, Robuto awarded him with the Wreath of Guilliman. So, okay. We're going to get to that too, because I did something a little bit different than the stock model. I thought it deserved it. There's how to put Aleya together. They went together really, really great. There was only a couple tricky little areas, like on Valerian, his Misericordia. You kind of had to slot it in place and glue the arm in. it locks in pretty nice. Okay, it does. And with Aleya, because she's standing with the sword in both hands down, it created, slight issue. Now, what I like is they give you the stats right there and backstory and everything else. So I thought that was kind of cool if you don't have a codex for the custodians, which makes me go, why are you buying this? It just creates a whole bunch of stuff in my head. Other languages and whatnot. And like they usually do, oh no, they don't even have, okay. Probably because they have everything. Alright. I'm so used to GW putting stuff on the very back for like weapons and everything else. Probably because they break everything down right there. They figured, hey, why do I need to go put it on the very back? Alright, let's move you to the mystery spot. Now let's get to the miniatures. Okay, let's get to them. Chris learned some very, very, very valuable lessons with these guys. Really, really did. Now, as you know, recently I'm on a speed paint kick. I have yet to get any of the speed paint 2.0. I'm really looking forward to that. But everything got a base in Retributor armor, and this is Valerian. Now, what I did a little different, because normally custodians, they're gold armor, period. They are gold. They are the shining example of the Emperor's light and his justice. They are designed to put fear into you as they're coming at you with that big, bright spotlight. Okay. Well, in the middle there, where the wreath pattern is, right around his waist, I gave him a wreath. I went, okay, why not? And his wreath, well, I gave it a wreath. I will be perfectly honest, I got the coloration ideas from GW's video on Commander Dante, and I thought, why not? Why not do something different for a decorated, named shield captain custodian? Other than that, I went with the usual stock stuff that I do for my custodes. The gems around his fists, I had a slight issue with just because of the way it was molded and everything. Some of it came out okay, some of it looked like big globs of paint, but I even covered over it, stripped down a little bit, and it still ended up the same. One of the biggest things I did differently with him, instead of leaving his gloves all golden, I gave him like that leathery look over the top. I wanted to do something different to make him stand out when you're putting him on the tabletop. Now, I saw another video from another wonderful YouTuber for painting, where he took one of the shield captains, I think, from the Custodian Guard for some reason, where the captain had this big flowing cloak out the back and put it on the back side of him. I toyed with that, but I figured, okay, I'm pushing it enough in certain areas. I didn't like the look when it was sitting on the back and around his waist. It just looked really odd, so I didn't include it, which is a great example of why you should dry fit everything. I stuck with my standard, oh god, I don't know if you can see that too well because of the light, thing with his spear, where I did the Vallejo gunmetal blue, took Apothecary White, made lines and everything else, and covered it with Frostheart. I really like how that pops for an energy weapon and how it looks a little bit differently. So, okay. The gray base is really, really simple. I use my standard, you start with Storm Vermin Gray, then you give it a mix of Screaming Skull and Ulthon, I believe it is, gray. Mix it half and half, and then you just keep adding a little bit more gray, then cover it with Nuln Oil. Really, really simple. Now, let's get on to Aleya. Here is where I learned a huge, 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 huge lesson. Speed paint does not like Retributor armor primer. Even when you go over it with, the dry brushing and everything else to add those little contours and layers and everything, it does not like Retributor armor primer, and it runs away from it. So what I really wanted to do was give her back robe a purple coat and the front part a reddish, just because she's a character. And where is it? Or wait a minute, flip that, whatever. But as you can see right there, she's got a two-tone cloak. So I really wanted to do something a little bit different for that, but it really, really, really didn't work out that well. So I ended up going with the Army Painter's Airbrush Triad Black System and gave it a coat of Nuln Oil after it got a touch of Ulthon Gray after, so it highlighted some of the folds a little bit better. But she was really simple. Seriously, she was like, to me, two really huge parts. The cloak, getting it right, and really not touching the gold that you've been working on so hard, and her armor. But the armor, you're basically halfway there with a coat of Retributor armor. One of these days, I am going to try to do another painting video. I know I've only done one, and I suck at them. But just to show you how I do up the armor, how I get it from the plastic to the spray to the final touches, what I consider for my armor. I went a little bit extra with her hair. Now, granted, with my first Sisters of Silence, my leader has flaming red hair and everybody else has black. But if you notice, because she is a character figure, she has black hair with streaks of gray. I really wanted to keep with that. So there they are. Now, we're at the most important part of the video for me. Seriously, this is the part I love the most. I want to know your questions, comments, love, hatred, anger, all that fun stuff down below. Do you have these guys in your force? Do you use custodians? You know, because like I said, I've got a fledgling force. You don't need a lot of them on the battlefield because they're a high points cost, high value for the cost, and they're small units. I think my Terminators and Alaris armor, you can only have like 5 in a unit. So, there you go. You don't got to worry about painting 10 or 20, you know, other stuff. Especially if you do Horus Heresy, you know, most of your squads are about 20 men strong. So, like I said, do you use them? Do you have any tips, tricks, advice, any of that? God, I need caffeine. Whew, I know. You're looking at me going, I can't tell, but I need it. It's early. It's really early. Didn't sleep well last night. I don't know. Go to my main channel. You'll understand why. God, that sounds bad. My other channel, but still. Okay, now, if I made you laugh, made you cringe, made you cry, made you do any of that this video, and I'm pretty sure that I did because I know I'm kind of all over the place, please give me that big old thumbs up. It's only going to show love and support for the channel, and that is always appreciated. But there we go, my quick, weird, strange breakdown of Games Workshop's Talons of the Emperor Black Library Celebration 2020 Valerian and Aleya. Aleya? Well, whatever, Aleya, whatever. I want to thank you for watching this one. I hope you're having a great day today, a safe day today, and I look forward to meeting all of you one day across the tabletop.